Dr. warns, who wish to live longer, 4 areas need to be washed regularly. Hello, my friends. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live longer and healthier lives, while others struggle with constant health issues? The answer might be hiding in the most unexpected places: your daily habits. Did you know there are 4 areas on your body that, if not cleaned properly, could silently harm your health and even shorten your life? Yes, 4 crucial areas. And here's the thing: most of us ignore them, often without realizing the consequences. But not you. You're here because you care about your health, your well-being, and the quality of your life. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be the simplest yet most impactful change you make for your longevity. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what these areas are, but also how to take care of them in ways that will transform your health. The importance of proper hygiene. Let's take a moment to reflect on something simple, yet absolutely vital: the act of caring for ourselves. Did you know that proper hygiene doesn't just make us feel clean, it can literally save our lives? It's true. The way we maintain our personal hygiene has a direct and profound impact on how our bodies fight disease and how long we live. Here's what the science says. A recent study by the National Institute on Aging found that poor personal hygiene is directly linked to a higher risk of illnesses like heart disease, infections, and even cognitive decline. On the flip side, those who maintain consistent hygiene routines, especially in overlooked areas of the body, reduce their risk of life-threatening health conditions by as much as 35%. That's not just a number. That's 35% more time with loved ones, 35% more energy to pursue passions, and 35% more years to enjoy a fulfilling life. But numbers are only part of the story. Let me share with you the journey of someone I'll never forget: Mary, a vibrant 72-year-old woman who came to me a few months ago. When Mary walked into my office, she looked defeated. She told me, "I'm always tired. My body feels heavy. I don't have the energy to do the things I love anymore." She'd tried everything: expensive vitamins, special diets, and even trendy wellness programs. But nothing seemed to work. After listening carefully, I asked her a question that surprised her. "Mary, let's look at the basics. How are you taking care of yourself every day?" Together, we uncovered something that many of us overlook: small gaps in her hygiene routine. For years, she'd been neglecting 4 specific areas of her body, areas that most of us don't even think about, but are crucial for our overall health. Mary was skeptical at first. How could something so simple make such a difference? But she gave it a try. She added just a few minutes to her daily routine, focusing on these areas. And then something incredible happened. Within a few weeks, she started to feel lighter, more energized. Her skin looked healthier. She told me, "It's like I've woken up from a fog I didn't even know I was living in." It wasn't just her body, it was her spirit that felt renewed. Mary's story isn't unique. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest improvements come from the smallest changes. It's also a reminder that we have more control over our health and well-being than we think. And the best part? You can do this too. Starting today. Imagine waking up each morning with more energy, less worry about illness, and a body that supports you in everything you want to do. All it takes is awareness and a commitment to care for the parts of your body that work the hardest but are often forgotten. Now here's what we'll do. In just a moment, I'll reveal the 4 key areas that doctors say can make a world of difference. These aren't complicated or time-consuming. They're simple, powerful, and surprisingly easy to overlook. And trust me, by the time we get to number 3, you'll be saying, "How did I not know this before?" So are you ready to take the first step toward feeling healthier, stronger, and more alive than ever? Let's dive in. Area 1, palms and fingers. Let's start with something we use constantly, yet often take for granted: our hands. Think about it. How many things have you touched today? Door handles, your phone, maybe a grocery cart, or a countertop. Now consider this. Your hands are like magnets for bacteria, picking up germs everywhere you go. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that the average person touches their face 23 times an hour. 23. Every time you do, you're transferring germs from your hands to sensitive areas like your eyes, nose, and mouth. It's no surprise that your hands are one of the biggest culprits behind illnesses like colds, flu, and even more serious infections. And while we all think we know how to wash our hands, studies show that the majority of people don't do it properly. Shocking, isn't it? But here's the good news. Fixing this is incredibly simple, and it could make a huge difference in your health. When it comes to hand hygiene, it's not just about rinsing under the tap for a few seconds. Effective hand washing needs to last at least 20 seconds. That's long enough to hum "Happy Birthday" twice. Why so long? Because germs hide in the crevices of your palms, between your fingers, and especially under your nails. Rushing through this process leaves harmful bacteria behind, waiting for the chance to make you sick. The key is to focus on every part of your hands. Start by wetting them under clean running water. Apply soap generously and lather it well, making sure to scrub the backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your fingernails. These areas are often missed, but are some of the dirtiest spots. Once you've scrubbed thoroughly, rinse your hands well and dry them completely. Damp hands can attract even more bacteria, so don't skip this step. But there's something else you might not think about: moisturizing. As we age, our skin becomes thinner and more prone to dryness and cracking. Those tiny cracks, they're like open doors for bacteria, allowing germs to enter your body even when your hands look clean. Using a gentle, fragrance-free lotion regularly can help keep your skin hydrated and resilient, providing an extra layer of protection. Now, I know life gets busy, and sometimes washing your hands with soap and water isn't an option. That's where hand sanitizer comes in. Look for one with at least 60% alcohol for it to be effective. It's not a replacement for proper washing, but it's a good backup when you're on the go. Here's the bottom line. Clean hands are healthy hands. They're your first line of defense against countless illnesses, and the small act of washing them properly can have an enormous impact on your overall well-being. And isn't that what we all want? To feel healthier, stronger, and more protected every single day? Now that we've tackled your hands, let's move on to the next area. It's one that many people overlook, yet it plays a crucial role in your health. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Area 2, the mouth. Now let's move to an area that many people think they're taking care of, but often underestimate: the mouth. It's not just about fresh breath or a bright smile. Your oral health is directly tied to your overall health, and neglecting this area can lead to some truly serious consequences. Here's something most people don't realize. The mouth is a gateway to your entire body. It's home to billions of bacteria, some good, but many harmful. When you don't take proper care of your mouth, these harmful bacteria can travel into your bloodstream, contributing to major health issues like heart disease, diabetes, and even respiratory infections. In fact, studies show that poor oral hygiene increases the risk of heart disease by a staggering 25%. But it's not just about long-term health risks. Poor oral hygiene can also lead to pain and discomfort in the form of gum disease, tooth decay, and even chronic bad breath. And as we age, these issues only become more likely. So how do you make sure you're caring for your mouth the right way? The basics start with brushing your teeth at least twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. But here's the thing, brushing alone isn't enough. You also need to floss daily. Why? Because food particles and bacteria love to hide in the tiny spaces between your teeth, places your toothbrush just can't reach. If you skip flossing, you're leaving up to 40% of your teeth's surface uncleaned. Think about that for a moment. 40%. And don't forget your tongue. This is one of the biggest hiding spots for bacteria in your entire mouth. Using a tongue scraper or brushing your tongue gently with your toothbrush can help remove the bacteria that cause bad breath and improve your overall oral health. But here's something you may not have heard before. Your diet matters too. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day helps wash away food particles and keeps your mouth hydrated. Dry mouths are a breeding ground for bacteria, so staying hydrated is critical, especially as we age. And if you can, limit sugary snacks and drinks. They feed harmful bacteria and lead to plaque buildup. For those who want to go the extra mile, consider using an alcohol-free antibacterial mouthwash. This can help reduce bacteria even further, giving your mouth that extra level of protection. Just remember, mouthwash is a supplement, not a replacement for brushing and flossing. I'll share a quick story with you. A gentleman named Bill came to me recently. He's 68 years old and told me he was tired of feeling constant discomfort in his mouth, bleeding gums, sensitivity, and even difficulty eating some of his favorite foods. When we looked into his routine, it turned out he'd been skipping flossing for years and rarely cleaned his tongue. After just a few weeks of improving his oral hygiene, Bill couldn't believe the difference. He felt better, he smiled more, and he even told me, "I didn't realize how much my mouth was affecting the rest of my body." So here's the takeaway. A healthy mouth is the foundation of a healthy body. It's not just about how your teeth look, it's about how your body functions. And it all starts with simple, consistent habits: brushing, flossing, cleaning your tongue, and staying hydrated. Now let's move on to the third area, one that's even easier to overlook, but just as critical. And I promise, this one is going to surprise you. Area 3, behind the ears and neck. Now let's talk about an area that most people overlook completely, behind the ears and the back of the neck. Surprised? You're not alone. These are areas we rarely think about, but they can have a big impact on your overall hygiene and health. Here's the thing. The skin behind your ears and on the back of your neck is a magnet for sweat, oil, and dirt. Throughout the day, these areas collect buildup from sweat glands and residue from things like hair products, clothing, and even pollution. And because they're out of sight, they're often out of mind when it comes to daily hygiene routines. But why does it matter so much? Neglecting these areas can lead to clogged pores, irritation, and even infections. In fact, dermatologists often find that skin conditions like acne, fungal infections, and even rashes commonly occur in these spots simply because they're not being cleaned regularly. Here's a quick check. Run your finger behind your ear right now. Does it feel oily? You might be surprised by what you find. That buildup isn't just unpleasant, it can also trap bacteria and cause unpleasant odors. And trust me, you don't want that. Cleaning these areas is incredibly simple, but it makes a huge difference. When you're in the shower, make sure to gently wash behind your ears and the back of your neck with warm water in a mild soap or body wash. Use your fingertips to really reach those areas, making small circular motions to remove any buildup. If you wear glasses or earrings, be especially mindful. These accessories can trap sweat and bacteria, making these areas even more prone to irritation. Drying is just as important. After washing, pat these areas dry with a clean towel. Leaving them damp can create the perfect environment for bacteria and fungi to thrive. And if you use hair products, consider wiping behind your ears and neck with a damp cloth at the end of the day to remove any residue that might have transferred. Let me share a quick story with you. A woman named Carol, who's 65, came to me with a persistent rash behind her ears. She thought it might be an allergy, but it turned out she wasn't properly cleaning that area. After just a week of adding a few seconds to her shower routine, the rash disappeared and she said, "I didn't realize such a small habit could make such a big difference." It's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound impact. Taking a few extra seconds to care for these often forgotten areas can help you avoid discomfort, protect your skin, and feel fresher every day. Plus, it's one less thing to worry about because who wants to deal with a preventable rash or irritation? Now that we've uncovered the secrets behind the ears and neck, it's time to move on to the fourth and final area. And trust me, this one might surprise you the most. Area 4. Between the toes. Now let's talk about one of the most ignored areas on the body, the spaces between your toes. Yes, your feet do a lot of heavy lifting every single day, but when was the last time you really thought about the care they deserve? And more importantly, those tiny hidden spaces between your toes. The truth is, this area can be a breeding ground for bacteria, fungi, and moisture. It's warm, often damp, and tucked away, making it the perfect environment for problems like athlete's foot, fungal infections, and even bad odors to thrive. In fact, studies show that foot infections are among the most common hygiene-related health issues for older adults, especially those who wear closed shoes for long periods. Think about it. Your feet are confined in socks and shoes for hours, absorbing sweat and creating a moist environment. And if you're not properly cleaning and drying the spaces between your toes, you're leaving behind a buildup of sweat, dirt, and dead skin cells that can lead to irritation and infections. But here's the good news. With just a few small changes to your daily routine, you can prevent these problems entirely. When you shower or bathe, don't just focus on the tops and soles of your feet. Take an extra moment to gently clean between your toes with soap and warm water. Use your fingers to reach all the way into those spaces, ensuring you remove any buildup. It's a step many people skip, but it's crucial for keeping your feet healthy. Once you've cleaned them, make sure to dry the spaces between your toes completely. I can't stress this enough. Leaving moisture in these areas creates the perfect conditions for fungi to grow. Use a soft, clean towel and pat each space dry thoroughly. If you want to go the extra mile, consider using a foot powder or antifungal powder to keep the area dry throughout the day. For those who deal with foot sweat, breathable socks made of cotton or moisture-wicking materials can be a game changer. And don't forget to rotate your shoes. Giving each pair time to dry out completely before wearing them again helps prevent moisture buildup. I remember meeting a gentleman named Robert who was 70 years old and struggling with recurring foot infections. He told me, "I thought it was just part of getting older." But when we looked closer, we discovered the problem wasn't aging. It was neglecting the spaces between his toes. After just 2 weeks of adding this simple step to his routine, Robert told me, "My feet feel fresher, healthier, and I'm not embarrassed to take off my shoes anymore." Your feet carry you through life. They deserve a little extra care. And by taking a few seconds each day to clean and dry between your toes, you're not just protecting yourself from infections. You're ensuring that your foundation stays strong and healthy for years to come. Now that we've covered all 4 key areas, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. And stay with me, because I have one final tip to help you turn these habits into a lifelong routine that supports your health and happiness. Dear my friends, as we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered today. We've talked about 4 crucial areas of the body that, if cared for properly, can make a big difference in your overall health and even extend your life. First, we started with your hands. your first line of defense against germs. Remember, proper hand washing isn't just about staying clean, it's about protecting yourself and those you love from illnesses. Next, we moved to the mouth, the gateway to your body. By brushing, flossing, and cleaning your tongue, you're not only caring for your teeth, but also supporting your heart, your immune system, and your entire well-being. Then, we uncovered the often overlooked areas behind your ears and the back of your neck. These spots might seem small, but neglecting them can lead to irritation and even infections. A few extra seconds of care can make all the difference. And finally, we talked about the spaces between your toes, a place where moisture and bacteria love to hide. Keeping this area clean and dry isn't just about comfort. It's about keeping your foundation strong and healthy for the years ahead. These 4 areas may seem simple, but as we've seen, small consistent habits can have a profound impact on your health and longevity. And the best part? You can start today. No expensive products, no complicated routines, just mindful, intentional care. Now I want to hear from you. What are the small habits you practice to take care of your health? Are there areas you've been overlooking that you'll start paying more attention to? Share your thoughts and routines in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire someone else to make a positive change in their life. Here's the truth. Longevity isn't just about the big life-changing moments. It's about the little things, the quiet choices we make each day to care for ourselves and the people we love. So why not take the first step today? Add these simple habits to your routine and give yourself the gift of health, vitality, and time to enjoy everything life has to offer. Remember, the journey to better health starts with you, and it starts with these small, meaningful actions. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, take care of yourself and those you love, because a healthier, happier you is the greatest gift of all.